Hello everyone, and welcome back to Chess Recap. Today, we have an exciting chess game to analyze. In this video, we are diving into a thrilling match between Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana and Grandmaster Alireza Firuza. We'll be looking at key moments, critical moves, and analyzing the strategies employed by both players. Make sure to stick around until the end for some insightful commentary and key takeaways. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you will never miss an update. Let's jump right into the game and see how it unfolds. Fabiano Caruana, starting with the white pieces, plays 1 e4. Firouzja replies with e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, Italian game, knight to f6, Italian game, Firouzja go for 2 knights defense, d3, bishop to c5, c3, d6, b4, bishop to b6, f4. So Caruana is trying to lock in the Firuzja's bishop. So Firuzja is forced to create some room for the bishop. So he plays a5, b5, attacking the knight, and knight goes to e7. Caruana castles, Firuzja castles, knight on b to d2, knight to g6, d4, bishop to g4, queen to c2, walking away from the pin, queen to d7, rook to e1, rook on f to e8, h3. So Caravana is asking Firuzja whether you want to capture the knight or you want to retreat. So Firuzja accepts to capture it. Bishop takes on f3, knight takes on f3, e takes on d4, and now instead of recapturing the pawn, Caravana simply developed the bishop to b2. So he's now if you count the material, Firuzja is up a pawn already, and Firuzja continues to capture another pawn as well. D takes on c3, bishop takes on c3, knight to e5, attacking the bishop, and knight takes on e5, d takes on e5, rook on a to d1, attacking the queen, and queen moves to e7. Rook to d3, rook on e to d8, offering a rook trade, and Fabi declines it with rook to f3. Rook to d7, rook to f5, bishop to d4, protecting the pawn on e5, bishop to d2, c6, b takes on c6, b takes on 6s, bishop to g5, pinning the knight to the queen. Actually, there is no way Firuzzi can get out of the spin without breaking his castle. Rook to b8, bishop takes on f6, g takes on f6, and the castle is broken. Now, Caruana decided to attack on the king side and he drops the queen to c1. And now comes the first mistake on the board from Firuzza and plays rook to b4. Now, actually, Fabi's pawn on a4 and bishop on c4 is hanging. Once, so bishop on c4 is actually defended by queen on c1. So if he moves the queen to kingside attack, his bishop hangs. Actually, engine suggests that Fabi can still afford to lose the bishop and still continue to press the attack. This is one trick missed by Firuzza. But unfortunately, Fabi also missed this trick, and instead of going to the king side, he drops the bishop back to f1, and he loses advantage there. Now Firuzza defends the pawn with the rook to d6, queen to h6, and now Fabi has played the move which he should have played 2 moves prior. Now Firuzza's queen is in time for the defense, and he drops the queen back to f8. Queen refuses the queen trade and moves to h5. Queen to g7, king to h2, queen to g6, queen to f3, c5, rook to c1, rook to b2, queen to d1. This is a mistake played by Fabiano Caruana. Unfortunately, Firuz also failed, missed the trick, and he plays rook on d to b6, bishop to e2, queen to h6, bishop to b5, king to f8, rook to c2, rook to b4, queen to d3, rook to d6, bishop to c4, king to e7, queen to g3, rook to d8, queen to f3, queen to g6, queen to e2, rook on d to b8, bishop to b5, rook to d8, queen to f3, rook to d6, g3, queen to g8, king to g2, rook to b6, h4, rook to d6, queen to e2, rook to b6, king to h3, queen to c8, king to g2, and queen to g8. Here, what is happening is both Fabiano Caruana and Alireza Firouzja, they are trying to improve their position slowly. Neither of them are able to infiltrate to the opposition camp. They're trying to slowly improve the position and try to enter the opposition camp. Now Fabi continues with king to h3, queen to c8, queen to g4, rook to b8, bishop to c4, queen to g8, queen to e2, rook on 8 to b6, bishop to d5, rook to d6, rook to c4, queen to c8, queen to g4, queen to d7, queen to g7, and finally Fabiana Caruana manages to infiltrate into the black black camp. King to d8. This is considered as a miss from the Alireza Firusta because Fabiano can now infiltrate, can use the rook on the c file to infiltrate the position. But unfortunately, Fabi missed the trick and he go and capture the f1. He captures bishop captures on f7. This is a mistake miss from the Fabiano. King to c7, queen to g8, walking away from the pin. Bishop takes on f2. This move actually looks like Firouzja is giving up a piece, but actually, if you watch for a few moves, you understand it's actually a trade-off pair of bishops only. Queen to a8, queen takes on f7, rook takes on b4, c takes on b4, and rook takes off f2. So if you count the material at this position, Firouzja is just up a pawn. Now Firouzja continues with queen to d7 with check, king to h2, king to b6, queen to b8 with check, king to a6, queen to a8 with check, queen to a7 blocking the check, queen to c8 with check, queen to b7, queen to c4 with check, king to a7, and rook to c2, queen to d7, queen to c5 with check, king to a6, queen to f2, and this is a major blunder, major mistake in this position from Fabiano Caruana. This allows Firouzja's dangerous pass pawn B pawn to advance forward, and that's exactly he played as well. He pushes the B pawn to B3, rook to B2, queen takes on F4, queen to F3, rook to B6. Two pieces are attacking the pass pawn, and two pieces are defending now. Queen to D3 with check, king to A7, queen to D5, queen to A3, attacking the rook. Fabiano continues with queen to D2, queen to B4, opening a trade, queen to D8, declining it, F4, rook to D2, B2, and now the move B2 is considered as a mistake. Despite that pawn is supported by both the queen and rook, and one square away from promotion, that B2 push is considered as a mistake. Because now there is a trick in this position that Fabiano Caruana can use to forcefully draw the game. And he goes for that with the rook to d7 with check. And Firouzja blocks with rook to b7. And now Caruana missed the tricks and captures the rook. And this was a huge mistake and From here on, there is no way Fabi can come back into the game. And king takes on b7. The actual move he should have played instead of capturing, he could have gone for rook to d5 and keep checking on the king until the first row. But due to the time scramble, he was not able to see this line and he ended up costing the game. King takes on b7, q into d7 with check, king to b6, q into d8 with check, king to b5, q into d5 with check, q into c5, q into b7 with check, q into b6, q into d5 with check, king to b4. Now Fabiano Caruana has run out of moves and there is nothing, no more checks will save him the game. So it was in this position. After 85 moves into the game, Fabiano Caruana has resigned the game to Alireza Firuza. So that was a fascinating game between Fabiano Caruana and Alireza Firuza. We saw some incredible moves. There was chances for saving the game for Fabiano Caruana. Even the 80th move, there was a hope for Fabi to save the game. But we all know only little will go through your head when you are on a time scramble. The same thing happens to Fabio as well. He missed the tricks and ended up costing the game. This is the first decisive game of the tournament. I hope you enjoy the game the same way I did. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite moment was, or if there is a game you would like to see analyzed next. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more chess content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, keep playing and keep learning.